Hello, good day, my SM viewers. This is Satellite Media. If you are new to the channel, kindly like, share, subscribe, and please do not forget to hit the notification bell. Let us look at this scheming sequel to what would likely shape Nigerian political landscape in 2027. We understand that someone like El-Rufai have been very vocal about his position, that he do not have any ambition, that his only interest is to make sure that he remove Senator Bola Tinubu as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria come 2027. But the question here is, can Nigerians trust an El-Rufai and his likes to give Nigeria another leader, considering the roles he played in the past in shaping Nigerian political landscape in terms of the president of the country? Remember that in 2015, El-Rufai joined forces with the likes of Atiku, the likes of even the current president, Senator Bola Tinubu, and Buhari, even Amechi, to force a Jonathan out of office, or rather to make sure he didn't return in that 2015 election. And currently, he's at it again. And the issue is that everybody in Nigeria agreed that the southeastern part of the country, or rather the Igbos, have been seriously marginalized, owing to the fact that they have not gotten the opportunity to govern this country. And if you begin to see the coalition that is currently ongoing, you begin to ask questions. Why is it that all energy is not being geared towards giving an Obi the opportunity to govern the country, if what we are looking at is fairness, equity, and justice? Why is it that all we are seeing is an attempt to drag an Obi into the coalition just for the purpose of leveraging on his popularity to make sure that his supporters come on board to achieve that aim? I understand that it's becoming very clear that someone like Atiku Abubakar, the former vice president of Nigeria, is the one that is going to fly the flag of whatever platform as they come together for this purpose of coalition. And the point here is, even the same Atiku was part of the conspiracy in 2015 that saw all the opposition political parties coming together to remove a Jonathan from office. And currently, we are seeing another coalition comprising of almost all the elements that gang up against Jonathan. The question is, can this set of people be trusted to give Nigeria another leader? And considering the point where we are currently, talking about the essence of Fulani herdsmen, talking about the killing in Bokos and Basa local government area of Plateau State, talking about the recent killing in Benue State, Fulani is at the center of it. Talking about even what is happening in Zamfara, where Tojibelo have been wreaking havoc. Equally talking about the essences of Ado Aleru, who recently held meeting, talking about, he's actually a bandit leader, who recently held meeting with Zamfara and Katsina state governors. And you are looking at someone like El-Rufai, of course, who is at the center of this coalition, and actually a Fulani man. You can equally understand that someone like El-Rufai said in 2012 that if you kill a Fulani man, even if you're a military man, whoever you are, that you have collected a loan that must be repaid, even if it's 100 years. So you need to look at, can this set of people be trusted to give us leaders? Now that we are looking at how can we resolve and tame Fulani militias who have been wreaking havoc in the part of the country. And as we speak, it's very clear that the Fulani militia of Nigerian extraction is the fourth most dangerous terrorist organization in the world. That is going by global terrorism index. Now that we are even looking at whether this current government can have the courage to address the insecurity occasioned by the essence of Fulani herders and Fulani militia, is it the right time to allow a Fulani man pilot the affairs of the country again? The question here is, we are looking at someone who should have what it takes to drive the ship of the nation out of the present quagmire. And I don't think the names we are seeing being bandied around I don't think they have what it takes, because almost all of them have been tested and they were not able to deliver in their time when they had the opportunity to govern the country. Well, the point is, I'm of the view that if you are dragging Obi into that coalition, if you are forming a coalition or a realignment, whatever nomenclature it comes with, I think an Obi should be given an opportunity to fly the flag. Otherwise, I see it as a gimmick, as a ruse to hoodwink Obi himself, to bring his supporters on board for the purpose of achieving their aim. That is the way I see it, because otherwise, there's no point saying, because since everybody have agreed that there's serious level of marginalization against the eastern part of the country, against the Igbos, because since this national democracy in 1999, they have not gotten the opportunity to govern the country. I equally understand that there is no rule guiding zoning. There is no constitutional provision guiding zoning. So to that extent, nobody can lay claim to the position of the presidency to say this dispensation is the right, or rather the turn of my zone. But we understand that there is a tacit agreement, unwritten agreement, and understanding that says that if the North rules for 8 years, it comes to the South. If the South rules for 8 years, it goes back to the North. That understanding is the reason after Obasanjo finished for 8 years, he went back to the North, where Yar'Adua had the opportunity to govern. Though Yar'Adua died along the line, Jonathan took over, and after Jonathan, he went back, Buhari took over. So in the same understanding, it should have been understood that when it goes back to the North and come back to the South, the region that already had it in the South should allow the region that have not got opportunity to govern from the South to govern. That is the way it ought to be, though that is not backed by any constitutional provision, but there's a tacit agreement that regulates that, which I just explained. But to say that you are bringing this coalition and you are making it look as if Obi is the face of it, whereas Obi is being hoodwinked to drag his supporters into the coalition for the purpose of leveraging on his supporters to get to Aso Rock. I don't think that is acceptable, because for me, I would prefer someone who have what it takes to deliver this country out of the present stalemate to pilot the affairs of the country. And again, if you look at even the likes of Amaechi, who is currently jumping from pillar to pole, looking for how to conspire again. We understand that Amaechi played a pivotal role against Jonathan in 2015, because then Amaechi was the chairman of Governors Forum. Amaechi led about 4 other governors out of PDP to form the new PDP. Of course, that new PDP was among the political parties, or rather the groups, the organizations that synergize and form APC that eventually ushered Jonathan out of office. And the same Amaechi is now hobnobbing, synergizing with the likes of Atiku, El-Rufai, Malami, Babachilawa, to have a new, or rather another president in 2027. So the question is, the Buhari presidency that they brought in through that alliance, what did a Buhari presidency did for Nigeria? And we have a current government in place, which is an extension of the Buhari's government. Nigerians are equally complaining that they are not comfortable with the way things are being run. I'm not saying this government have performed, but the point is, the likes of Amaechi, the likes of El-Rufai, the likes of Atiku, the likes of Babachilawa, the likes of Malami, the former Attorney General of the Federation, I don't think they can be trusted to give Nigeria another leader. Having given Nigerians a leader that could not deliver, and currently Nigerians are wallowing in serious abject poverty occasioned by the maladministration of the current government and the immediate past government. So for me, I think Nigerians should rise and determine who govern them come 2027, not rather coming under the platform of coalition that will serve personal interest. Because as far as I'm concerned, it is their personal interest they are looking for. It's not as if they are looking for anything to deliver the people or to bring good dividends of democracy to the people. Generally, Nigerian politicians are known to protect their pecuniary interests. And I think that is what is galvanizing their intention. And I think that is what they aim to achieve. Because even though they want to complain about hunger in the land, you cannot tell me the lives of Atiku, the lives of Amechi, the lives of Babachi Lawa, the lives of El-Rufai, they are not hungry, in spite of the fact that Nigerians are hungry. So what they are looking for, as far as I'm concerned, is their pecuniary interests. And as such, they will not be different from the current administration we are seeing. So if Nigerians must get a president that will come from the people, let the government at this point tinker with the idea of amendment of electoral acts. If the electoral act is amended, particularly section 82, that talks about the mode of transmission of election results, I think it will usher in a president that actually comes from the people, because that is the only way you can achieve free, fair, and credible election in 2027. Can we understand that in 2023, after the election, PDP and its candidates, Atiku Abubakar, Labour Party and its candidates, Peter Obi, drag INEC and APC, including Tinubu, to court, and the case ended in Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court upheld the election of Senator Bola Tinubu. But the point is, the base for which they contested the election is the mode of transmission of election results, because INEC gave us excuse of network glitch at the nick of time. Though most of us did not agree with INEC that there was a genuine network glitch. But as you have it, the Supreme Court has since validated the election of Senator Bola Tinubu as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.